Bismillah wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawala. In relation to when two people are praying, who should be drawn back and where should the third person stay? The discussion I have of recent with a brother, so I told him that I'm going to make a much deeper research on it and then get back to him, and I also deem it fit now to put the research on recording, so a need for this. This page, this is the page I got the fatwa from and the proofs and evidences and statements of eminent scholar regarding the issue. So I read to you. The title of the page is إذا صلى اثنان جماعة ثم جاء ثالث فالأفضل أن يجذب المأموم قبل أن يكبر الإحرام. When two people pray congregation and a third person came, the best is for him to draw back the person that is following the imam, not the imam, before he says is takbiratul ihram, is takbir of starting. And the su'al, which is the main content of the question, is the person asks saying إذا كنت في الصلاة وحيدا بجانب إمام وجاء ثالث. If I'm praying only by the side of the imam and then a third person came, إن معلوماتي هي أنه يجب أن يكبر تكبيرة الإحرام ثم يربط على كتفي لينبئني فأرجع لوراء. That's what I know, is that the person should say is takbiratul ihram first, and after it touch my shoulder to indicate to me or to call my attention, then I will move back. وأنه يجب ألا أستجيب إلا لشخص يصلي, and that it is not permitted for me to respond except to the person that is praying. أولا هل, then the first part of the question is هل يجوز إجابة من لا يفعل ذلك بل ينبهني قبل أن يكبر. Is it permissible to answer someone that does not did not do what I know or what he just said, but he rather called my attention after he has said his own takbiratul of ihram? أو يشدني أحيانا بطريقة غير لائقة, or maybe he even drag me in a manner that is not supposed to. أما ماذا نفعل, or what should I do? Then the second part of his question says هل يجوز العودة للوراء بمجرد انتباهي لقدوم شخص قبل أن ينبئني هو. Is it permissible for me to go back just by myself having the impression or having the knowledge of the coming of another person before he himself even inform or indicate to me? So the third part of his question says ما هي الحالات التي يجوز للمصلي الاستجابة لغير المصلي. What are the situations that it is permissible for the person that is praying to answer the one that is not praying? Then the fourth part of his question says هل يجوز المشي بالصلاة كالخطوات العادية. Is it permissible to make some walking steps during prayer like the normal walking steps? أم يجب أن يكون خطوة كاملة ثم خطوة كاملة, or it should be a complete step at a time, a complete step at each point in time? So this is the question. Then the answer given is Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah. أولا, firstly, إذا صلى اثنان جماعة واصطفى, when two people are congregating to pray and they've established their line, ثم جاء ثالث, then the third person came, تأخر المأموم الأول, the first person that is being led by the imam will come back, ليكون مع الثاني, to be with the person, to establish with the second person, صفا, a line, another line, خلف الإمام, behind the imam. إن كان وراءه ساعة, if there is enough space behind the imam. فإن لم يكن وراءه ساعة, if there is no enough space behind the imam, تقدم الإمام, the imam is going to be the one to go to the front. والأفضل, and the best, للمأموم الثاني, for the second follower, ألا يكبر تكبيرة الإحرام, that he should not say his تكبيرة الإحرام حتى ينبئ صاحبه, until he has informed his companion or his follower. ويتأخر, and then his follower or his fellow follower would come back. ويصطف معه, and he will join line with him. لئلا يكون هذا التنبيه, so that this information and calling to attention that he has made, والحركة, and the steps he is making, وهو في الصلاة, is doing it when he has established his salah. قال الشيخ ابن عثيمين رحمه الله, الشيخ Ibn Uthaymin, may Allah have mercy on him, said, إذا جاء ثالث فمن الناس من يشكل عليه هل يدفع الإمام ويؤخر المأموم أو يكبر أولا. He has a fatwa that says if a third person comes, there are people that usually have فمن الناس من يشكل عليه, they usually have the problem of what to do. Is it for him to push the imam and then and bring back the ma'mum, or he should say his takbirah first, is entering takbirah? فنقول, we say, أخر المأموم, draw back the follower. ثم إذا استوى, and after he has stood في مكانه, in his position, meaning the person that is joined, meaning the person that is being drawn back, kabir anta, then you that you are joining should now see your takbir. أو نقول, or we say, قدم الإمام, let the imam or push the imam to the front. فإذا استويت مع المأموم, and once you have stood in line with the follower, kabir, you say your takbir. لأنه أحيانا, because sometimes يكون تقديم الإمام أسهل, pushing the imam to the front usually is to be the simplest. كما لو كان المكان الذي أمامه واسعا, for example, if the position of the imam is big enough. وأحيانا يكون تأخير المأموم أسهل, and sometimes it usually used to be that drawing back the follower is the simplest. كما لو كان المكان الذي أمامهم ضيقا. For example, if the position in front of them is very very tight. So al-muhim, the most important is لا فرق بين أن يقدم الإمام أو لا فرق بين أن يقدم الإمام أو يؤخر المأموم. There is no difference between pushing the imam forward or drawing back the follower. But لا يكبر قبل ذلك, you should not say your takbir before that. لئلا يلزم من ذلك حركة في الصلاة, so that this will not lead you to make actions in your salah. لا حاجة إليها, that does not have necessity. You have an option to not do this in your salah, and you have chosen to do it in your salah, and that's why there is no need for it. انتهى من لقاء الباب المفتوح. This is a statement of Sheikh Uthaymin in his book لقاء الباب المفتوح, 11th volume 11, and then page 16. بترقيم الشاملة, by the numbering of the application called الشاملة. وينبغي أن يكون جذبه إياه جذبا رقيقا بهدوء, and it's also necessary that the drawing back of the follower should be a mild, simple, calm drawing, not a forceful one. ولا يروعه بجذبه شديدا, and should not distract him by his excessive drawing. إذ المقصود تنبيهه idil maqsudu tanbihuhu, because the intended thing is to give him information and make him aware, ala annahu sayadkhulu ma'ahu fi salah, that you are going to, or he is going, the third person is going to soon enter into the salah with him, liyata'akhkhara ma'ahu anil imam, so that he is going to leave the imam or come back from the imam. Wa hadha yaqtadu al-lutfu wal hadu, and this necessitates gentility and then calmness. Wa khassatan anna al-unfa fil jazbi, and especially because being forceful in drawing back qad yashghulu bala sahibihi, will distract the attention and the mind of his friend fi salah, in salah. So wa yanbaghi al-istijabata lahu fi kulli hal, and it is also expected that you respond to this person in every situation. وَلَوْ جَذَبَهُ بِطَرِيقَةٍ غَيْرِ لَائِقَةٍ وَلَوْ جَذَبَهُ بِطَرِيقَةٍ غَيْرِ لَائِقَةٍ, even if he has drawn you back in a way that is not expected or is not supposed to. لأن هذا حكم من أحكام الصلاة, because this is a rule among the rulings of Salah. ينبغي العمل به, that it is expected to be worked with. أما الشدة في الجذب فشيء آخر, but the forcefulness is another issue entirely. ينبه عليه صاحبه, and he should call his friend or his colleague or his fellow follower, he should call his attention in relation to that. So I will stop this here, and then the remaining part of the question I would try my best to put it on another recording, so that this particular one will not be too long for consumption. Wassalamu alaikum.